Damn, this is one that I get to like really sit back and kind of give my honest opinion and like, but at the same time, I'm terrified. Benfica is playing Barcelona in a couple days. Benfica is the team I support. And I talk a lot about Barcelona. I talk a lot about Real Madrid. I talk a lot about La Liga. So it's only right that I give my honest take on what is coming. Benfica just played their game right now. It just ended. We won 4-0 at home. And it was a great performance, man. Barreiro's got himself a hat trick off the bench. He hasn't really started that much this year for us. He starts today, gets a beautiful hat trick. He replaces Arsenis. But we have a lot of things to talk about because we have a huge game coming up in the Champions League, a game that Benfica not necessarily doesn't need this game, but at the same time, they do need this game. I kind of want to bring it up. So it's been a while since we watched Champions League football. But the way it stands right now, here's the deal. We don't know what Barcelona is going to be fielded. Because the truth is Barcelona pretty much is in a place where they're going to come out in the top 9. It's going to be hard for them not to come out in the top 8, I should say, because they have 15 points. 13 points is what's kind of separating them in 8th place. I mean, listen, if every single team wins and they lose, that's the only way they're going to get out of 8th place. But there's 2 games remaining. So potentially they could rest some players against Benfica, but at the same time, I most likely think they're going to start their team. Obviously, Benfica could get a result here. So Benfica's in a place right now where they have 10 points and they're in 15th place. 24 teams go through. 9 to 24 go to the playoffs. 8 are directly in. Benfica still has a slim chance at top 8. If they were to beat Barcelona, they could really take themselves into that top 8. But I think for Benfica right now, it's about making playoffs, right? So with that being said, the game is at the Stade de Luz. The last time Benfica played Barcelona at the Stade de Luz, I think, was when Darwin Nunez was with us and we won. I think that was the last time we played Barcelona. But we have gotten somewhat semi-solid results against Barcelona in the recent years. Now, with that being said, this Barcelona is a very scary Barcelona. The matchups are very, very scary. We're going to have Lamine Yamal going up against Carreras. I like Carreras' chance in that. I think Lamine Yamal definitely could cook him on some plays, but I think Carreras can hold his own. I think he'll do okay against Lamine Yamal. Before we talk any more about the Barcelona, let's talk about Benfica today. Benfica today, going to a game without Di Maria. Potentially Di Maria has missed this game and is most likely going to miss the Barca game. He got a little bit of a knock in the last Taça game that we played, Taça de Portugal. So Di Maria might not be there, which is a big loss for Benfica because Di Maria could have really given a lot of trouble to that left-hand side, on the left-hand side of defense for Barcelona. Just because of how creative he is and how the creativity he has in him. So that's kind of a big loss if he doesn't play. And then you have a young kid on the other side, this Norwegian kid that has been at Benfica for a few years and we weren't starting him. And it's kind of interesting because you could just tell how coaching is, right? So we have this kid. I suck with his name. His name's like Sherlop or something like that. I can't really. I'll tell you how it's spelled, all right? Schjelderup. Schrodelup or something like that. Anyways, this is a kid that's been at Benfica, a young kid, and we haven't been giving no PT. About 3 weeks ago, a media guy said to our coach, Bruno Lage, hey, man, why aren't you playing this kid? How come he hasn't seen the field much? And then after that, he started playing him. He has this huge game against Sporting in the Taça da Liga. He has big games every game he's playing. He comes out today, gets another 2 assists. This Barreiro guy comes in for Arsenal, scores 3 goals. It's kind of like Benfica are low-key finding themselves. And it really sucks because Benfica's low-key finding themselves and kind of getting a rhythm. And now you got to play a Barcelona that's a really, really strong Barcelona team. So this is like the worst time to probably catch a Barcelona, if I'm being honest with you. But this game can go 2 ways. Either this game is going to be really close or Barca's going to run away with it. Because the truth is we never know what Barcelona's going to show up. If the Barcelona that showed up against Real Madrid and showed up in the last a cup game shows up, that's a terrible Barcelona to go up against. But if it's a Barcelona that comes a little bit, not as motivated, then Benfica has low-key a chance this game because we have seen 2. You look at a coin, right? And it's like Barcelona, there's 2 sides. If the Barcelona that shows up, that we know that can show up, I mean, they can run through any team in Europe. That's just facts, bro. I'm not going to sit as a Benfiquista and be like, isso é jogo fácil. Barcelona, Stop that. Knock that off. We're not going to sit here and come here talking smack, because the truth is, if that Barcelona shows up with the Benfica that we've had this year that's very inconsistent, it could be a bad day for Benfica. If a Benfica shows up that we've seen play against Porto, that we've seen play against the second half against Sporting, if that Benfica shows up, then they can put up a fight with any team in Europe as well. But it's just one of those things, lads, where Benfica might be the most inconsistent team in all of Portugal. And the reason I say it's not that we're inconsistent for every game. Let's say the first half against Barcelona. Let's say Benfica comes out and plays incredible football, and we go to halftime 0-0, and Barca fans go, damn, you know what? Benfica played that half really good. That's a close game. That second half, you're going to smoke us. Benfica can only put 45 minutes together. It's been very rare that we have seen Benfica put together a full 90 minutes this season. It's very rare. Even today, Benfica goes to halftime 2-0. Could have been worse. And then Benfica scores 2 goals in the second half. But the second half, if you watched it, on paper, yeah, they scored 2 goals in each half. The first half, Benfica did not let this team come out of their half. In the second half, they allowed a shot or two to the team they played today. 1 shot to be exact. But Benfica definitely didn't play the same level. Now, again, you're trying to rest players. You're playing every 3 days. It's very difficult. And it's the same for Barcelona. I don't know when Barcelona's last game was. I think it was 4. So Barcelona played, I want to pull it up really quickly because this is important, man. Benfica played literally on, I want to say it was, so Benfica's Benfica, they're playing like a lot, bro. A lot. That's why they keep ending up playing on Friday. So Benfica played on Tuesday and then played again today on Friday. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, 3 days. And now they got a little bit of a break and they play Barcelona on Tuesday at 3 p.m. Barcelona play tomorrow, and they play tomorrow against Getafe. And then they played Wednesday. They played Sunday, Wednesday, and they play again tomorrow and then Tuesday against Benfica. So it's low-key the same thing, bro. They played Wednesday and they're playing tomorrow already. So that's what, Thursday, Friday, it's a 3-day gap. And then Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, 3-day gap again. So, dude, it's awful, man. So I don't know if Barcelona come full strength to Benfica or if they rest a few players. Their last game is against Alantia. And again, Barcelona gets a tie here or one result in either of these games, they're pretty much going in the top 9. So it's going to be interesting to see what team shows up for Barcelona. What's starting 11? Is the team that pulled up to the Real Betis game? That lineup was Araujo, Kubasi, Conde, Martin, Gavi, De Jong, Pedri, Dani Olmo, Rafinha, and Lamine Yamal. Crazy lineup, bro. Is this the lineup that pulls up against Benfica? And that's the one thing. Martin against Di Maria, had Di Maria been playing, that could have been a really, really good matchup. But we really don't know how Barcelona's going to rotate, not rotate. If I had to predict right now, I think Barca win the game. Benfica haven't been great this season. They've been very inconsistent. They give you a good game against Braga, and then a bad. They literally lost to Braga, and then 3 days later play Braga again in a Taça game, and then beat them in the Taça, and then go to the final of the Taça, and then beat Sporting in the final of the Taça. But they lost to Braga in the league 2-1, come back, beat them 3-0. Like I said, they're so inconsistent. So based off their inconsistency, bro, I think Barca's going to win this game. And then I think Benfica's going to have to go full strength into that Juve game and try to beat Juve. Juve's a team that struggled heavy. They're tying a lot of games. They're not winning a lot of games. They keep tying. So if Benfica can end up getting a result against Juve, then they can see themselves go in the top 24. I think even a tie for Benfica in these last 2 games probably see them leave in the last 24. So again, it's going to be interesting to see how Benfica plays this Barcelona team. Huge result today for Benfica right now as it stands. Because they won their game, they're tied with Sporting for first place, but they have a game in hand. If Sporting wins their game, they're going to go back 3 points clear. If Porto wins their game, they can go 2 points. But Benfica, Porto, and Sporting are all in there. The second round of the league just kicked off, and it's going to be a real good one, man. We're going to see how this goes down, and hopefully Benfica, like I said, can actually take advantage of the up and down season Sporting's been having after Ruben Amorim left. But yeah, man, it's going to be a great game. I think Barcelona probably ends up winning it just because they've been a more consistent side. They've been a side that when they do show up, they are very hard to stop. Proof is in the pudding of Madrid, Real Betis. I mean, over the last few games, bro, let me just give it to you how it is, man. I wish we would have played Barca a couple weeks ago because Barcelona right now, let me see if I can load this up. Barcelona right now beat Real Betis 5-1, beat Real Madrid 5-2. Beat Barbosto, that's it right, 4-0. Beat Atletico Bilbao 2-0. Lads, since December 21st and December 15th, 4-0, 2-0, 5-2, 5-1. This team has put up crazy goals. 20-something goals. Is that 20-something? Am I doing my math right there? Nah, maybe not 20-something. It's 16? 60, sorry, 16 goals. 16 goals, bro. Since December 21st, after the Atleti loss. I mean, this team is on a tear right now, man. So we'll see how Barca plays tomorrow, but I'm expecting probably another 4-0 win against Getafe. And then they got Benfica, dude, and that's scary. Like I said, man, I hope they rest some players against. I hope like Rafinha rests against Benfica, but I doubt they will, man. Barca fans, y'all are gonna be able to laugh at me because I think y'all are gonna cook Benfica. Unfortunately, I hope my Benfica could pull it off, but with how inconsistent we've been, I think you guys probably. Yeah, Lamine Yamal's too good, man. Rafinha's too good. It's gonna be a great matchup between Carreras and Lamine Yamal. But the way Lamine Yamal is playing right now, with the confidence, the way he's going about his business, man. It's going to be hard to stop them, bro. We'll see. Hopefully we get the Barcelona that's not too consistent. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully it's the one that's from December, and then we have a big chance.